So good afternoon. I will use the next about 10 minutes to talk about what I did at Tricor. Tricor stands for Connected Health Applications and Innovations. It was established in 2000, and it is a resource for investigators looking to add values to their researches. And the Tricor provides services including development, application development, web-based, mobile-based, and user inquiry and graphic design. I'm interning at Tricor as a developer, and these are the projects I have done and some ongoing projects. First one is chart modifications for impact. Impact is a funded 4-year study, and it aims at increasing the physical activities of the young adult cancer survivors. And the responsive website is developed by Tricor. This application can put data from remote scale and the feedback trackers, then send the participants real-time messages to let them know how they doing in the physical activities. Are they meant to go? This is the dashboard of the impact. The dashboard shows the physical activities for the current week. The participants can learn the active minutes and for this week and the steps for this week, and whether they well the feedback each day in this week. And this is what I did. It's my first project at Tricor. It's relatively simple because someone has wrote the code, and what I'm supposed to modify the code and do some change to the graphs to increase the usability. And for the steps graph on the progress page, I need to add y-axis label text and some explanation text on the x-axis, and change the title and display the numbers, which indicates how many days in a week the participants met the step goal. This charts is rendered by E3 library, which is JavaScript library to draw graphs with data. It has many components like line, dot, and text round. You can combine these components with data you want to create some graphs like this one and this one. These are bar charts, and I need to modify the code that created already to modify the components, like add some legends and the texts to satisfy the requirements of the clients, and the third task of this project is a bit challenging because it requires me to set the horizontal axis peak value to be the fifth of the max value on scale rounding up to a multiple of 5. So I need to develop some algorithm in the computer to provide the right value for the scale in this graph. A controller is the brain of application. When users submit a request, they will first be routed to our controller, and then in the controller, it will perform some calculation for the data and pull some data from the backend database, which is also called model. Then the controller sends the data to the view, send the data and the front-end code that should be rendered what you see on the front end. So I modified functions that used to calculate the max peak value, which is the value on the rightmost. And I also added helper function to calculate the peak values as requested. Although these two pictures looks the same, but the data passed to these two graphs by different controllers. So in the controller for this week, I have to add some variable in the controllers to calculate the total active minutes for this week, and pass the total active minutes to this graph. And for total active minutes for the last week, I have to modify the controllers in the feedback pages, because feedback pages reflects the minutes for the last week. So let's go to the next project I did. It is called CHART. CHART stands for the Carolina Health Assessment Results and Results Tool. It can be used to investigate the relationship of human behaviors between cancer risk and other chronic conditions. CHART has 10 core behavior modules, and these modules have accompanying evidence-based and theory-guided libraries. This is the participant interface of CHART. This is an example. When user completes the 4 survey modules, he or she will see the feedbacks at the end, which is evidence-based. But this story is this is also called CISLA project. The PI's name is CISLA, and the researchers are from the Clinical Tobacco Counseling program at the North Carolina Cancer Hospital. They want adaptation of the CHART My Tobacco Plan module and custom feedback custom follow-up module. They want to use the two modules to test the feasibility to recruit social networks for smoking cessation intervention. These are my tasks. The first is program changes to my tobacco plan, which is already existing module in chart, and also program some changes to the demographics questionnaire. And I am also supposed to implement the email notification functionality that when a participant finish a module, the administrator of this study will receive the notification says that participants named who complete this study at what time. Here's the approach for this project. The question now, as you can see, like this, there are different question types and different skip patterns. So this question now is starting PHP associative arrays. Then these arrays will be sent to a control that will be rendered as React.js component to be rendered at the front end. Modify this question now are relatively simple, and I need to edit the associative array used to start the survey data, and for the mail notification functionality, I need to use the mail API in Laravel. This API is based on Swift Mailer library, which is similar to use. And the mail server for this project is a mail server provided by UNC. It's a SMTP email server, and it's called relay.unc.edu. And you can, if you're in a UNC network environment, you can use this mail server to sending email without too many authorization settings. And after setting up this mail server, I need to create some new functions in the participant controller for sending the mail. The function first for the administrator from the database to generate a list of the email receiver, and also generates participants who just completed the study, the participant's name and when did they finish the study, and a PHP a Laravel view, which is a PHP file, will be generated as email content, and finally the content will be sent to all the members in the mail list. So this is the adapted demographics module. It's just one page. And this is the second adapted module. A challenging part in this project is that in the first module, this is not the first page. After the first page, the participant will be identified as smoker or non-smoker based on the response for the first page of the baseline survey. So if he was identified as a non-smoker, the questions on the second page will be not available to these participants. So it will be generated blank page, which is not good, good to say or good of usability. So I need to remove the blank survey page by first I need to identify the controller contains the page jumping logic by checking the behaviors of the next back button. So I can know which controller contains the page skip logic. And then when I found the controllers, I need to locate the functions in the file that determine the function that determine the next or last page. So I created a new algorithm for generating the next page's ID, which can take the IDs of the nearest page that has at least one unhidden questions. So there will be the blank page with no question on it will not be shown, will not be assigned ID. So and last I applied the new algorithm to the target functions and test it on the new local server. So this page will no longer be shown. Here's the second, here's the third project I did. It is called CHAMPS. CHAMPS refers to the Coach Delivered Health Eating Activity Management Programs. It is a web-based weight loss intervention for a study called Peer Support for Weight Loss Maintenance. It is an NIH-funded 5-year study by the Weight Management Research Group at the University of Connecticut. And as I know, the participants will first be all participants of this study recruited. Will first doing this CHAMPS intervention, and those one who at the end of this study has more than 5% weight loss will be enrolled in the next stage of this study. So this is CHAMPS is a 16-week long weight loss intervention study. The tasks for me in this project is database query optimization. The data retrieval from the database in the administrator control and the report control is slow. The reason is this data are retrieved from 4 MySQL views, and the queries used to generate these views are not optimized, and it will produce many redundant, unnecessary computing, looking through the tables to using extra computing resources, which is bad, and costs a very long processing time. So I can optimize the data retrieval by using tables instead of views, or by improving the performance of views. Actually, these are two ways for solving this problem. The first way is using tables instead of views. I didn't choose this approach because it will involve many code changes in the controllers. So if I just improving the performance of views, just change the queries that used to create these views, that will not touch the code in the controllers. So the second the approach I used there are three. The first is MySQL expand statement. You can just simply put the expand, the word expand, in at the beginning of the queries, and it will display how MySQL will execute this query at the on the food, and so you can find the slow queries and unreasonable computing. So the second approach is database index. Index is an excellent way to improve the performance of database, because it is like the index at the end of a book, a dictionary, that you can retrieve the data, the words, the terms you want in a very short time. The database index is it has the same. It is used the well, it is like an index at the back of a book. Yeah, you can, when you want to find a record, it will be, you created a special data structure will be building in the database. So the data will be retrieved in lightning fast time. And the final approach is reorganize the queries. As you can see, this is an example of a view. It's in a mess. It was supposed to show you the user's weekly progress. There are many target values, and these values are supposed to be calculated from the data records in different tables. So in the final views, the user ID and the intervention week will be the primary keys in the final view. So solution for this problem, I first analyzed the original queries that extracted from the view creating PHP files in migration folder with the expand statement. And based on the idea of drawing separated temporary derived tables containing target values which can be obtained with low cost. So the basic idea is divide and conquer. Actually, the target values can be categorized into three categories. The first is user info, which can be retrieved from the user table and participants table, and the calories and the physical activity values can be retrieved from the self-reports table. It includes the average calories, calorie days, some physical activity, and physical activity days. And the weight info can be also retrieved from the self-reports and the participants tables. So we can select part of the target data or value triplet from from 1 or 2 tables and then group the values by the final primary keys, and finally join the derived temporary tables at very low cost. This is the comparison of the execution time. As you can see, with the original query, the execution time is very long. It will consume 20 to 70 seconds, and if we index the necessary columns, the original queries can be reduced. The original queries with the indexes, the execution time can be reduced more than half. And with the new queries, there is a large performance improvement. So the gray bar is new query without index, and if we index the column for the new query, the execution time will be very short, as little as 10 to 20 milliseconds. So with the new queries and the columns that be indexed, it has dramatic performance improvement. And at the front end, as a result, the report can be generated in a short time instead of 70 or 20 seconds. So that's basically what I did at Tricol. I'd like to thank you for Annie for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and everybody at Tricol, for their guidance and support and help. And I thank Dr. Ross to be my academic advisor, and thank you for Dr. Mustafa and Dr. Yu to be here to attend my presentation. And thank you all for your time.
Thank you. So what's your next plan? Where do you go from here based on this experience of improving database performance and improving user interfaces? These all seem very relevant experiences that you've received. What's next?
My next plan, I may be first trying to take a job as a developer. I think, why do I choose to be a developer intern? I think firstly, I like coding, and furthermore, I think coding is the better way to understand the product application. And in my long-term plan, in my long-term career plan, when I get tired of coding, I may shift my career to be a product manager.
All right. Any other questions from anyone?
I wonder, what did you learn from your internship experience? I understand you applied coding programming skills to web databases when you do perform the tasks and do the project. charcoal. So what did you learn from the multiple projects you did do?
I really learned a lot from charcoal. Yeah, first is the technical skills, which is coding, and know how the application works, especially for health intervention research. Yeah. I learned how the data are calculated at the back end, how the metrics for the health intervention are generated. Yeah, and that's very helpful. Besides, I got valuable experience of working in real-world study setting using the in agile development, which is why I adopted in the software development industry. And on top of that, I gained lots of communication skills and writing skills and homework skills as a developer, yeah, in a organization, yeah.
This isn't a question, but I wanted to just add, I mean, Luyao, in our opinion, has really done a tremendous job. The development team is about 7 people, and he did, it was a little bit like drinking from a fire hydrant, and he just jumped right in with a great attitude and was incredibly productive. He had not used, well, he started to learn Laravel a bit before he came on, but he also, we used Jira, and he's got to communicate with a lot of different people, and it does great in not his set native language. I mean, he really did tremendously, and was Robert was his main technical liaison, but I think we talked quite a bit that he was able to jump right in on a lot of concepts and bring fresh perspective to stuff. So it was definitely a win-win arrangement. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck, Luyao. If we can help you further with any future plans you have, please reach out to us.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you.